Okay, well, why don't you introduce yourself for me and the people, even though I know mostly everybody knows who you are already.
My name is Cayman Cardiff. I'm from Savannah, Georgia. I'm living in LA as an actor, and I am also the title holder for the Best Growl of 2025 award.
That's what I'm talking about, Mr.
I know.
Growler. Okay.
It's all my werewolf stuff. It was basically like the best lead in werewolf verticals is basically what it is, but it's the best growl. And so that was the only award that I wanted.
Oh, love that.
Because I have earned that award.
And you got it.
No, seriously, if I hadn't gotten the award, I probably would have gone up Kanye style.
And you know what? And I would have co-signed it on social media. I would have been like, hey,
this was rigged.
Exactly.
There is nobody else who can get this award. I genuinely know that there's nobody else who deserves this award.
Nobody in the world.
So, because nobody else actually growls. I'm the only one that actually growls. Other people purr.
So what does it mean now? Now that you didn't have to Kanye some poor guy, and you are best growler.
Honestly, I think I've peaked. So
you might have hit really it, dude. Know how to. What else is there to achieve?
It's all downhill from here, to be quite frank.
That's right. And you heard it here, y'all. And he's going to own that title proudly. So even though you have pretty much peaked by now, and there's not much else that you can do in the industry now that you've achieved best growler,
truly
it seems that you've been especially working on House of Flies as an executive producer, and then we had a little bit of a chat of something that you're working on yesterday. Do you feel like your career is going to go beyond in front of this screen, and will that take lead, or do you feel like acting is the calling and these are kind of just like fun things to get more knowledge on, you know?
I think it's a joint thing. I'm going to be both on and off camera. I think creating is my calling.
Yeah.
So whether that takes me solely behind the camera for a project, or both on and behind the camera for projects, or just developing projects or writing scripts, directing, producing, or a weird conglomeration of all of those.
Yeah.
I know that that's kind of what I'm going to be doing, because I know that I can do all of them pretty decently.
Yeah.
Just given the experience that I've already had, and then going forward as I continue to gain more. So it's just there's so much to explore in this vast world of art as well as film and TV.
Yeah, absolutely. Do you feel like as an actor being, stepping into those producing and directing roles, it gives you kind of more insight on how things should be handled, running a set a little bit, or a production as a whole, with a bit more nuance and complexity, given that you've been in the talent side of things?
I think it goes both ways, to be honest. Just more knowledge overall of everything makes you a better actor, makes you a better producer, makes you a better writer, because you can write scripts in a better way to help production. You can write, you can direct better if you are an actor and a producer. If you know what everyone's job is on set, you are better at your own job.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree 100%. That's kind of what led me to do House of Flies and take a step back, from starring in it, because I wanted to be able to focus on all of these newer aspects of things that I was taking on, so it kind of just helped. You helped immensely, and being able to like trust that somebody can take over something that I put a lot of frustration and emotion into, and be like, okay, he gets it. He is going to nail it. And not only that, I got to bring you on as an executive producer, and it's been great to have you on as a partner, and, just that you came on with so much faith in the film. And kind of what I was setting out to do is change the way that people look at queer narratives, and not only film as a whole, but especially within the genre. And you've said a lot too, I know, when you're looking to storytell and that kind of thing, that you wanted to do the same exact thing in terms of inspiring change, and making change. So what does that look like for you, when you approach storytelling?
Yeah, I want thought-provoking storytelling.
Yeah.
I want people to reconsider their own ideas and beliefs, where they got them from, whether they were socialized or whether they truly believe them.
Yeah.
I think that's one of the most important things for having a better life in general
Yeah.
is being more flexible. And so, thought-provoking, mind frame shattering
Yeah.
ideas and concepts, and things that just fascinate are what expand the mind
Yeah.
and the soul. And I think that's really, really my goal as a creative in this life, is to make things that allow people to expand their own frame of mind.
Yeah.
And as that happens, then, you know, issues such as, minority issues, queer, people of color, male, female, gender issues, like all of those things become so much easier to
Yeah.
understand both sides, because you gain a little bit of empathy, but also a lot of mental flexibility.
Right.
And so that's what I think one of the best things that art and cinema and TV can do. It can also do the opposite, but I want to create things that expand the mind and help people to learn more love and compassion, not only for others, but for themselves.
Absolutely. I love that. I love that. It's really, I hate it because I feel like the arts are such a controversial topic nowadays. You know what I mean? And it's because it's so easy to invoke emotion. And we're in like a landscape right now where people are so flustered about the concept of emotion. So I love that there are people out there that are just looking to not be afraid of showing that emotion and that softer side through art.
Well, I think one of the beautiful things about art is genre, because you can find one genre that doesn't really do it for somebody, but another one, like comedy, can really expand somebody's like way of thinking, because it makes you point out some of the idiosyncrasies or ironies that exist in life. And so that's why I think what we're doing here with the House of Flies, where it's a horror, where it's queer, but it's not like it has anything to do with queerness, other than the fact that it's two guys who were in a relationship.
Right. Exactly.
Like it, I think that is one way to get to some people, because they'll see that like, oh yeah, why is that a weird thing? And it's
Right.
not, because we make it not weird.
Right.
And then there's others like comedy, with the show that I just finished my pilot on, writing. It's comedy, and it shows a different way of thinking, but it allows people to reconsider their own way of thinking, because it is so fun to see and hear um, these ironic scenarios, these interesting things that make you laugh, make you have some modicum of joy. And then it also makes you think like, wait, I'm laughing at that. This is also funny. And it's about queerness, or it's about bisexuality, or things like that. And it's like, oh wait, there's humanity here. Let me reconsider.
Right. Exactly. Exactly. It's like we're like subliminally messaging throughout our completely, quote unquote, typical slash normal storytelling that we see in other heteronormative, shows.
Wait, is that the gay agenda?
I think that might be the gay agenda, Cayman. I think we might be
So wait, we discovered the
participating.
gay agenda.
We might be participating in the gay agenda, and we're outing it out right here. Once again, here we go.
Oh God.
But it's funny that you talk about genre too, because I remember when you first came on to House of Flies, if I remember correctly, you didn't really know much about horror, right? Like it wasn't too big on your radar.
besides what I watched, and I love horror, like I love horror in general, but in terms of like filming and acting horror, I've not really had much experience other than I've done a few shorts now and things like that. There's a horror short that we're gonna
Okay. Oh,
do that
awesome. Okay,
is
awesome.
and it is really fun. It's called Locker Room. And yes, I did. And yeah, it's interesting because everything that you find in horror is just kind of what I do with verticals, what I've done with Lifetime films, just a slight added note of the emotion you're feeling isn't anger, the emotion you're feeling isn't sadness, it's fear.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
And so the acting is the same. It doesn't change. It doesn't shift. And so that's why when I do tapes or things like that for it, it's the same. I've experienced fear, fear of so many things, not particularly creature going to attack and kill me,
Right.
but I've imagined that before,
Right, right. Who
and
hasn't? Been there,
so
done that, like so
yeah,
it's not
you
a
should see me in the morning. I am a creature,
right.
that's
Oh,
for
sure.
sure.
I'm sure you're just absolutely dastardly, Cayman. So
This is when I growl.
it's not a big transition for you then. It's not like you're stepping
No,
into a different
no.
world at all.
My job as an actor is to be able to play any role, be able to portray any emotion, and so I think it's quite important that actors recognize and understand that there are some actors who are really really good at one thing and they do that one thing really well and they just continue to do that thing, and I applaud them. That can't be me because I want to learn everything. I want to be the best at everything. I want to grow and continue to refine my own skills. And so another genre is just another genre, just that. It's another thing to crack, another code to crack, another skill to gain.
Yeah, absolutely, and I can definitely your skills as an actor are very, very prevalent for sure. Like especially when we had the table read last month, and that was the first time you sat down with everyone properly,
Yeah.
and you locked right in. You came straight from set, sat down, and just locked right in. What was that like working with everyone for the first time?
I mean, it was fun. I love a good table read. Like I've had the opportunity to do quite a few with the verticals that I've done because not all of them will do a table read, but many will. And so we'll sit down and we'll may or may not go through the entire thing, but just to be able to sit and have those first few moments and really find a character is really fun. Um, I really enjoyed the energies that the other actors gave because it helped me find something else. I also had a lot of fun like playing with my lights and kind of creating a mood because it kind of put me in a mood and things like that.
Yeah, you were really setting the ambiance. You were in your producer mode too at the same time, making sure you were like, let me make sure the visuals are right too. You and Gavin were just out there really setting the mood for everything. It was crazy. Yeah, we had Sky last week and he loved the hell out of you, dude. Like he said he was so nervous to read against you because he just knew that you were gonna come in and fucking bring it. So how did it feel to read with Sky specifically? He was a freaking hoot.
Oh, I love Sky. He's so sweet. We've actually it's funny. We've actually known each other for years. He used to be a personal training client of mine
Okay,
in
got it.
Utah.
Got it.
And so he was actually the one who reached out to me about this when you were looking for your lead, and I don't know. I remember I was at an Equinox in Dallas, and he texted me and was like, "Hey man, yo, it's been forever." Um, and I just remembered just such good, happy feelings from working with him in the past, and so I was like, "Yeah, sure. I'd love to see what's going on here." And it's funny because when I met him, I wasn't an actor at all. I was
Right.
pre-med, preparing to go to medical school,
Right.
and it was just such a complete shift. But he had seen kind of the shift that I had made on my Instagram,
Yeah.
and so he thought I'd be a good fit for this. So when we did the table read together, it was really really cathartic to actually see what he can do and
Yeah.
and brings as an actor, and it was super fun. I knew him also as a singer, so
Yeah.
he's just a very talented, very creative man.
Yeah, he is. He is, and just freaking sense of humor is insane. The amount of times he had me cracking the fuck up just over that table read, he just nailed it. But so Sky had mentioned that when he does his auditions and his tapes, he sends them in at the very last second and just uses the first take. What is your process like with auditioning? Are you that Do you lead with procrastination that way, or are you more meticulous?
It honestly depends on my schedule. So I see when they're due, and then I choose a day and time in between when I receive it and when it's due. Sometimes it falls that is the night that I receive it, I do it that night because that's the only time I can. There's other times in which it's like a day or two after, or there are times in which I have to get it in like right before the deadline on Actors Access. But most of the time, I will say for verticals anyways, I do one take, maybe two if I mess up something. Um, just because they already know what I do, how I act. They've seen so many of. They're familiar with me. They're the ones who reached out to me, so
Right, right.
they know who I am. Um, but then when it's for a role that is much more, when it's a role that's much more that's different, that is in the traditional space, whether it's SAG or a just a bigger budget or a higher quality or something like that, movie or TV show, then yeah, I will usually do multiple takes. Find the character, really do the character work, and book the role as best I can.
You really did that with House of Flies. I remember loving all of the takes that you sent over. And when you're sitting there and you're going through your process and finding a character, whether it's in auditions or you're actually sitting down and getting into the script, do you draw inspiration from anywhere, or even particularly in House of Flies, like for character work? Do you draw inspiration from other pieces of media you've seen, experiences that you've had, or is it kind of just a self discovery process?
It's a little bit of both.
Okay.
I hear in my head what I envision of the lines to be.
Yeah.
And then I try to portray that. And oftentimes, what I'm hearing is repeats or echoes of other films, TV shows, how I've heard someone in real life say the line or say something similar to it.
Right.
And so it's just kind of a lot of echoing. And then if it sounds weird coming out of my mouth, then I find a way to make it natural to me,
Yeah.
or specifically my character in that moment.
Yeah.
So it is a bit of both. Um, but I think it really just depends on the scene that I've been given, because if it's something that's a recognizable style of scene, then yeah, usually there's something that I recall that gives me that. Like when I did my very first werewolf vertical,
Yeah.
there were a lot of scenes in which I had to kind of wolf out, but I wasn't an actual werewolf. It was just more me being angry and about to attack these people.
Right.
And so I envision, I'm like, okay, well, I've seen werewolf shows and they actually turn into werewolves,
Right.
but I'm not doing that. So
Right.
what's the closest thing? And the next closest thing that I could actually think of was kind of like Wolverine
Yeah.
from the X-Men.
Yeah.
And just kind of this really burly, just low set, angry voice and growling. He talks like this, and he kind of gets this lowered eye thing. And so I did, in a sense, copy, but I made it my own.
Right.
I
Right.
saw that in media, and I said, well, how can I portray this for my character? And that's kind of what it became. It kind of used uh, a Christian Bale Batman voice
Yeah.
with Wolverine
Yeah.
stance, and like this kind of whole, I don't know. It was just an amalgamation of things that felt right for the character
Yeah.
and just ended up being correct
I love it.
overall. So I do it very instinctually, I think. And then that's where a director comes in and helps. Is like, hey, I like your instinct, but let's try it like this, because what I envision this character, there's this element that maybe you didn't see or had considered, but maybe didn't think it was important.
Right.
Let's add it with this, add this tone, add this X, Y, and Z other thing, and then it really does develop into a well thought out, fleshed out, and fully new
Yeah.
character.
Yeah, absolutely. That made me think of something when you said
Yeah.
Wolverine, Christian Bale. So if you ever got the opportunity to play a superhero in a film, which superhero would you want to play? Would you go Wolverine, that kind of side with all of the werewolf experience that you have, or is there a superhero that you've always wanted to play before that's not within that realm?
Oh, that's tough. I mean, there's so many superheroes that are currently being played by actors. And so it's really hard to be able to say and compare yourself to somebody
Yeah.
who's already there.
Right.
I think it'd be fun to do new heroes. I think it'd be fun to do new action or fantasy remakes of things. Like, I don't know, I loved Lord of the Rings with Peter Jackson, but like you can't really, how do you remake that, you know?
Right.
So how do you find new inspirations for movies and films and TV shows, or do you just take the old thing after it's been enough time? And so that's where I think I'm trying to find that confluence of, has it been enough time since something that I love has been made?
Right.
And do I want to be a part of that? Or do I want to be a Superman or Batman or
Right.
something
Right.
like
Like
that?
a
Because
franchise
you know,
leader.
there's so many other people who have been that recently.
Right.
So I don't know. It's tough. I mean, I love The Witcher. I love
Yeah.
fantasy like that, but when it comes to superheroes, ones that really, really inspire me for sure are, I loved Iron Man. I
Yeah.
loved Thor,
Yeah.
and because that's a really fun kind of fish out of water character.
Yeah.
You know, he comes
Absolutely.
to a world that he doesn't know, and
Hey, we're
so
coming up
that's
on
a
that
really cool
time
one.
where Chris Hemsworth is gonna have to hang it up.
I
So
know, and you know, I've been told often that I look like a Hemsworth brother.
hey,
So I don't
absolutely, I
know.
could see it. I think it's time. You gotta prepare yourself to take up that hammer, Cayman. The time is
Of
coming up.
course,
So
of course. But I mean, there's still so many other characters and heroes that I can play, and so I'm open to literally anything.
yeah, absolutely. Especially original. You know what I mean? I think that's obviously, of course, Marvel and DC, and those are all such classics and staples, and people are always going to love them. But I would love to see more original, superhero media, like completely.
Well, that's one of the reasons I love Eric Kripke's The Boys and all the spin-offs. I think those are so good, so original, so fascinating. Um, and it's that hero itch. So I think I would love. I've had a few auditions for different shows on The Boys and stuff like that. Never panned out because I'm not quite there yet in terms of my notoriety, but
Oh,
I will
gotcha.
be someday
Oh,
soon.
please. You're right there. You're right there, Cayman.
I know, close. But I think that type of superhero universe would be sickening. I would love that.
Great. I love a darker take on the whole superhero. I feel like everything is so cookie cutter lately. And at that, The Boys and that whole franchise, that universe, it very much feels very much like what superheroes in today's society would feel like. It
Oh
would be
yeah. Oh
capitalistic.
yeah.
It would be very
It's a hella
political.
fresh take too.
Yeah, 100%. Kripke is he always seems to hit the mark with his series,
I
and
mean,
I
Supernatural.
know,
Oh, I
incredible,
loved that show.
incredible. Jen and I were literally
Talk
just talking
about
about it.
fantasy, like uh, horror bedtime
Did you finish
stories,
it?
shit. Like, oh yeah, I watched that entire thing in high
Okay.
school.
How did
I
you feel about
loved
the
that
finale?
show. It's been so long, I don't even remember what happened in the finale.
It was freaking. They killed Dean, man, over a fucking just on the
Oh,
hunt. Like, and I remember thinking,
yeah.
15 years for this. 15 years for
15
this
years
for
for this. Yeah.
some
Well, and then
easy
how many
kill,
times did one or the other of them
die
die?
and come
You know,
back. Exactly. I was
and
like,
come back.
and come
Sam,
back.
he died,
Exactly.
lost their soul.
Right.
They
Exactly.
got a little crazy. Like they did like the elder like horrors and stuff one
Yes,
season, like with the squid people. Yeah, it got a little wild.
it very much got
But
out there. It definitely went out there. But look, it was a childhood staple for me, so I did not care. I was
same.
riding with
One of
it.
the
I was
OGs that made me
riding with
love
it.
this genre.
Exactly,
Vibe,
exactly.
vibe. And they were hot.
Uh, Look, you can't go wrong.
Dean.
That was like a queer
Yeah.
awakening. You know, like it goes
100%.
Dimitri from Anastasia,
Love.
Angel from Buffy, and then
Okay.
Dean and Sam. That was like the
Yeah.
trifecta for me, you know?
Yeah. I mean, you can't forget the 1990, I don't remember what year, Batman with
Chris O'Donnell.
Chris
Yeah.
O'Donnell.
Yeah.
Oof. Him in that
Yep.
Robin suit
Yep.
is
Beautiful.
something
Look,
else.
the 90s and that in the early 2000s era of leading men, especially in television too, we had it good. We had it made everywhere. Everywhere we looked on the screen. They really had it going for us back then. But I mean, yeah, like you said, that's just nostalgic childhood horror genre that kind of baits you in. So do you is that something that you want to do as a creative behind the screen? Are you ever going to write your own horror project? Do you think that's kind of something you would dabble in?
Oh, 100%. Yeah. I love horror. I think it'd be so fun. I love psychological thrillers and horrors and things like that. Things that just really fuck with your brain.
Yes,
you know?
Absolutely. Have you ever do you have anything in mind already, or are you just kind of open to it?
Not yet. I'm open to it. I've really been focusing on the things that have, I mean, like my pilot, for example, is very close to me, very close to home and my story. And so like things in which I want to get the things out that I want to tell first. And then I want to, when I have creative liberty, because, either finances, I can finance my own things. I can take months off to write. I can do that. It'll be a lot easier to just be like, you know what? I want to do this now and do it. So I for sure will at some point, but I'm also really excited about the things that I'm already doing.
And when it comes to your pilot, are you already working on the remainder of the series? Are you focusing on shopping it? What's the trajectory for that? Because I'm really curious, just based off of the three comps that you gave me yesterday, which back to back, I was like, yes, yes, yes.
So with my pilot, specifically, we're going to meet soon to finish the Bible and the pitch deck.
Okay.
But once we got kind of the blacklist score, it just kind of opened up everything for us because we got our project has legs now.
Right.
And that's really huge. But ultimately, what I want to do is find a network, find a production company that believes in it, puts the budget in, we make it, we either it's already sold or we sell it somewhere and air it and just promote it and just get the first season out.
Yeah.
Watch it just take off and then go from there because it has the potential for many more seasons.
Yeah,
so
absolutely. So is it too early to give just like a little premise of what this season will look like, or is everything kind of hush hush right now?
No, not necessarily hush hush. We're still, now I've got it on, you have to kind of go through the processes to make sure that people can't steal your stuff.
Right.
And so we've already done we've already got it with the trade commission, the trademark.
Yeah.
And we've also gotten it with the Writers Guild.
Okay, cool.
Registered. And so, it's pretty protected there.
Yeah.
So I'm not we don't have to hide what it is,
right.
the premise of it. But logline, a famous gay actor's world is upended when he's cast opposite a new female co-star and unexpectedly finds himself developing real feelings for her.
Okay.
The show is called Straight Curious. And so it is the intersection of bisexuality, but exploring bisexuality coming from the alternative side, which usually when you think of somebody exploring their bisexuality, it's gay curious, and they're straight people. They've been straight their whole life, but
Right.
they've kind of, had that little feeling, and they're like, well, maybe I'll dabble around with men.
Yeah.
Or as a woman, maybe I'll dabble around with women. But it's coming from the opposite direction, where the the premise is very, very much based on me and my experience with bisexuality. Growing up, I knew that I was different. I knew that I was attracted to men,
Right.
and came to the point where I gave myself the title of gay, and just lived a very gay life
Right.
for many, many years.
Right.
And very happily gay,
Yeah.
And then as I kind of expanded and realized that, I'm actually not just attracted to men, but I needed to have that experience to really fall in love with myself and be okay with who I am.
Yeah.
And so I think this is going to be a love letter for a lot of people
Oh,
who
yeah.
may or may not have experienced the same thing, or realize, or be too afraid to kind of it almost sounds like you're stepping like back into the closet, but the problem is, or not the problem, but the truth is, you're actually just getting rid of the closet altogether.
Exactly.
And just recognizing, like, oh, I just love people.
Right.
There is no straight or gay. There is just human beings.
Right.
And I love people. I love the wine, not the label, as it were, made popular by Schitt's Creek.
Yes.
Dan Levy. And so I think it's really, really another good story to help people understand that the idea of queerness is not just about who you sleep with. It's a mentality.
Yep.
It is recognizing and understanding that no one is absolute.
Yep.
No one is permanently who they are, but we can change, we can shift, we can adapt, we can like and love different things. And that is the beauty of it.
Yeah.
It is all about love.
Absolutely.
It's all about authenticity and being true and genuine to those feelings.
Yeah. That's incredible, because it's such an issue in society today that everything has to be so binary and labeled. You know what I mean? You have to be one thing, or you have to be this. You can't be both. You can't be the other. It's going to be really nice to have that sort of representation through your series, to show that
we play a lot with the ideas of duality, masculine, feminine,
the
and
fluidity
playing with both, because I myself am a very masculine human, but I'm also very feminine and tender and caring.
Right.
I came to the realization that masculinity, its primary responsibility is protection.
Yep.
And femininity, its primary responsibility is creation.
Yeah.
And so we have both. We are both protectors and creators. We do all of those things. So my show will play with a lot of those.
And that's going to be incredible. You are absolutely the vessel to tell that kind of story, because you are so in touch with emotions and just very emotionally aware of your surroundings and intellectually. I'm really excited ever since, like I said, since yesterday when you told me about it, and you gave me the comps. I was like, oh fuck. I was like, he's getting put in the hot seat. I'm gonna drill him about this on the podcast tomorrow. So
I think more men need to recognize and understand that their feelings are okay.
Yes.
And they should feel them.
Yes. Like, it is okay to be in touch with your sensitive side. It's okay to be a little feminine. It's okay. You can be a man and like silk. It's fine.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Yeah.
You're not gay for that. You have taste. Don't be ashamed of it. So
100%.
I'm really excited. I can't wait to hear more about it.
Thanks.
But it's been an incredible time talking with you, Cayman. I really appreciate all the time that you gave me. I know you're a very, very busy man. So I really appreciate you making some time to sit down with me on my new podcast, christening it with the second episode. It means the world to me that you were here. I wish you the best of luck.
Of course.
On everything that you're doing right
now. Plugging House of Horror. It is still in process. We are making it. It's going to happen. I'm super excited. We've got lots of exciting things coming up, and we've got some really cool, you've been telling me about some really amazing opportunities with it. So I'm excited. It is going to be phenomenal. We're plugging it, and I think it's amazing that we are also doing other creative things and looking to
I know we're out
work
here.
simultaneously.
We're out here putting ourselves out here, Cayman. We're being such vulnerable, sensitive, emotional men.
Men.
And you can be that.
This is what being a man looks like.
Exactly.
That is what being a man looks like. There are so many different ways to be a man.
Exactly. I love that. I love it. Thank you. Yes. We have so much more coming with House of Flies. Lots of exciting stuff coming really soon. The tour is still going on. We'll be in Louisville next month, May 16th and 17th. And then we'll be in LA in June, out in your neck of the woods, Cayman. We're really excited to see everybody. We're really appreciative for all the support that everybody has shown. And we will have more for you very, very soon.
So exciting.
Thank you, Cayman, for joining me tonight. I appreciate you, buddy. Thanks, I would love to do this again sometime.
Yes, please.
All right. Sounds great. We'll talk soon, okay?
Talk soon.
Bye.
Bye.